Hey, what's up, guys? So just a quick update on the Volkswagen Jetta. It's running great. I don't know what I did. Actually, I think I know exactly what happened. I installed the upstream O2 and then took it right out of the driveway and kind of got on it, and it stumbled and hiccuped, so I pulled it back in the driveway. Let it sit for a couple days. Then I decided to take it out and run it, and stumbled for maybe a half a mile and it cleaned itself up. So what I'm guessing is the computer took a minute to realize, hey, this thing's working. I'm in the right parameters now, and it's no longer doing the, guessing it was a fuel cut because it had no AFR readings. But yeah, so now it works great. So I'm gonna be returning it to my dad here in the next couple days. He just bought some new tires for it because the tires, obviously, that one's dead. And then during my test drive, I was out driving it around and I blew that tire out. So they were pretty bad. So found a set of used tires on Facebook Marketplace. They're in great shape. Rims are a little beat, but I don't think it'll take much to clean up, and I think they'll fit on the car just good. So we'll get the car pulled out. I have, I don't know, a new vehicle. I said I was done with projects, but I needed a parts hauler. So I have a Cadillac Escalade, and I'm ruining the back and the inside by hauling stuff around. So I ended up picking up a pickup truck, and I think you guys are gonna like this one. This one's it's gonna be fun. It's got a cool backstory. I'll go through it as we look over the truck. So give me a few minutes. We'll open up the door and we'll head outside. Actually, I'm gonna put the wheels on the Jetta first, and then get it moved out. That way, once I get the truck running, maybe I'll be able to pull it in the garage. It's supposed to be raining off and on today. Be nice to get out of the elements. So, all right, I'll be back shortly. All right, so here we go. The goal is to get this thing running today. So I haven't done anything with this truck except for pull the plugs, put some oil in it, and that's it. Or in the cylinders, and then I left it for 2 weeks. So I know a couple of plug wires are broke, a couple of spark plugs are broke. So I guess first things first, I'm gonna pull the plugs out, turn the engine over, and then I guess hook a battery up to it and see if it cranks. Fuel tank's not hooked up. It's got a hole in it, so we don't have to worry about fuel or dirty fuel, at least. At least that's what I'm told. All right, so we'll go from there. Let's get the plugs out first. Turn the engine over by hand, make sure it's free, and then we'll go ahead and hook power up to it. All right, we'll be back. Okay, the plugs are out. They look pretty crusty. Take a look here. So we have what's that? 2, 4, 6, and 8 in the back. I mean, they all look the same. I don't think this is running too good. And then what do we got? 1, 3. 1, 3, 5, and 7 there. They're a little oil soaked from the mystery oil that I put in it. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of them broke trying to remove them, and they're all pretty corroded. I got some, hopefully, oil catch mats. When I do crank it and I blow all that stuff out of the cylinders, won't make a mess all over the driveway. So next step, let's see if we can turn this thing by hand. I have not done that yet. Hey, what did I do with my wrench? Oh, there it is, blended it. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, there it is. Let's see if we can get. So I'm just using a little 3/8 ratchet. I don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on it. See if it'll turn freely. Oh yeah. That's actually turning really nice. Oh, I'm spitting oil on the floor. All right. Sorry, the camera works terrible. I'm doing everything on my phone. So I'm new. I got a GoPro, but I don't use it. I should use it. All right, so things are dripping. Got some fluid leakage. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it a couple more times by hand here. I don't feel anything binding. Anything that's, ooh, it just slipped off. I don't see anything that would warrant us not cranking this thing. I mean, this thing spins very nice, actually. All right, I think that's good enough. It's good enough for government work. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a battery in it and see if this thing turns over. So give me a second, I'll go ahead and install that and then see if she cranks. All right, this actually worked out perfect. So I got a battery out of a car trailer that I used to have for the winch, and everything seems to match up pretty well. So I think the negative is here. It's grounded to the firewall and it goes up to the alternator. And then this guy runs down to, I think, where the starter might be. Oh boy. So let's see what we got. Jeez, there's grounds everywhere. Alright, no sparks. No sparks when I hooked it up. Battery could be dead. It's been on the charger, so I don't think so. Let's see. Get this tightened up real quick and then try out the key. Oh, that's not good. See if I can position this somewhere. I don't know if this is any good. I will get better at these video making deals. Don't smell anything burning or hear anything hissing. I don't think we got any shorts yet. All right, damn, canceled it out. So, all right, positive and negative are on. I don't see any smoke or hear anything. All right, let's see what we get. See if I get any power when I open the door. Oh, the radio's on. Oh geez, it's an aftermarket radio. It's got a tape deck. Somebody hacked up the dash though. Jeez, that's a shame. That's a park. No power with the key on. Oh, well, we got noise. And the radio stopped blinking. The battery might be dead. Take a look, make sure it's not. Alright, so I'll let the battery charge up for a minute. Had to get it on the passenger side because I'm too close to the dang AC. Alright, so we finally got a light on the dashboard. So I guess the battery was just completely dead. So we got, it's at 13 volts right now. Looking for oil pressure. Here we go. Oh my God, look at that. Beautiful. Oil pressure was, I mean, 30 pounds on the crank. That is good news. Let's do that one more time. Oh, geez, look at that. That's awesome. Good news. All right, so next step, I did check. I forgot to show, but I did check to make sure there's oil in it. There is, so that's good. And it doesn't look bad, so I'm gonna get it running with what. Oh, geez, hold on. Yeah, so great news. We have oil pressure on the crank. Yeah, I mean, that was almost instant. So I think we got a good chance to get this thing started, which is great. Really good. I'm actually really excited. I'm going to rotate it a couple more times, see if I can get as much of that oil out of there. I don't want to foul up the new plugs. The old plugs are definitely not going to work. I'm going to throw some wires, plugs in it, cap, rotor, and then, we'll squirt some throttle body cleaner down the carb, see if we can get it to start for a minute. And then if it does, I'll change the oil and I'll put it on a external, what do you call it? Fuel tank. And then we'll hopefully hear it run and get it pulled in the garage. Okay, so let me get moving on it. I'm excited. I can't believe this just worked. This is cool. All right, on to the next step. I'll keep you guys posted. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Another day. Missed a lot. I don't really have a whole lot of equipment to be able to record and work on the truck. It's winter here where I live. It's cold. It's very windy. So I kind of just put the camera down, put the phone down, and just kind of got after it. Where I left off, I think, was we got it turned over, made oil pressure. I did ended up squirting fuel in the carb. It fired up. It would run for a few seconds. And then I hooked up the fuel pump to the carb, hooked a hose into a gas tank, fired it up. The fuel pump ended up leaking everywhere. So it was a mechanical fuel pump, and all the seals, I guess, were gone. So it leaked everywhere, and I found a fuel pump underneath the front seat, which was great. So replaced that, ran it, it still wouldn't start. Just cranked, it flooded. I mean, it just loaded up. Looking at the Quadrajet that was in it, I guess somebody had already been in there messing with it, because there was linkages disconnected, there was parts missing, and just was like, you know what, it's gonna take me longer to piece this thing together than if I just went to AutoZone or whatnot and I just bought a carb. So went to AutoZone, got an Edelbrock AVS2, I think it's the 1906 with electric choke. Threw that on, ran the fuel line to it. I mean, it fired up immediately, and made oil pressure 30 pounds steady. I will say, of all the reviews that I've read on this carb, is they worked right out of the box. It was great. It did. It fired right up out of the box. Was it no, it was terrible. I mean, the choke idle was set so high. I think this thing must have been idling at 2,500 to 2,500 RPM. Easy. I mean, just screaming, and it would not kick off. So I had to adjust the choke, got it figured out. Now it fires up fine. The idle mixture screws turned out like, it was an insane amount. I mean, it was loading up so bad. The fuel smell was so bad. So by the time I got everything, I mean, I had to tune everything: the idle mixture, the choke, there's a little flap on the back. I can't remember the term for it. That needed adjustment. Yeah, this thing was, I guess, quality control that day, or whoever put it together. It was Friday, and they were done. They just pieced it in and shipped it. So I got it dialed in. She fires up every time, first try. Right now we're in the garage, so it did move under its own power. So we're out of the wind, we're out of the elements. Time now is just, what do we got to do? Oh, I put a master cylinder on it, so I got to bleed the brakes. I'm taking this stupid body lift off of it. Oh, here, I'm zooming in like, let me switch the camera around. All right, so my garage isn't very big, so I got to get the truck tucked up against the front wall here in order to be able to walk around it. But it's got a 2-inch body lift. You can really see it back here. So I'm going to be removing those today. Hopefully get the bed back down. See where I also need body mounts. You see the body line, the whole bed, or the cab is sitting lower than the bed over here. There is one of these body mounts. I think it's this one. Yeah, you can see it's cracked. Got some nice little rust up there in that corner, which I realized after I bought it. It's amazing what you see when the vehicle gets delivered and what you see, you know, while you're out in the field looking at it. I definitely let my emotions get the best of me and kind of overlooked a lot of stuff. So we got some rust on the passenger side. The rockers were replaced originally, or not originally, but before, and they need to be replaced again. Wasn't really a good job, whoever did it. Let's see, so yeah, that cab mount or strap coming across the cab here is pretty much gone. This is still solid. These usually rot out. This is just surface, so that'll clean up nicely. But you know, I'm gonna clean that up, weld in some new pieces. All that is planned for next winter. The goal for this truck is to get it running. I need to use it this summer to move boat supplies and whatnot. Here's the interior. You know, typical dash split to 1,000,000 pieces. Carpet cleaned up really nice. I have door panels that I bought used, which is great. It's got the sliding rear window option. Headliner's got a little bit of a sag, but I'll be replacing that. Unfortunately, I'm going black, but man, these visors are in, well, okay shape. This one's okay. The driver's side is in really good shape. The bed, literally no rust at all, besides there's just some little bit of bubbling in this area, but nothing outside of surface rust. Got the taillights out. I'm running into an issue where taillights don't work. Got a stupid bed liner in here that I want to get rid of. A little bit of rust here, so it's been repainted. Whoever did the paint job, the prep work probably wasn't good, or maybe it was and it just sat and kind of, you know, faded and rotted out. But frame is, besides being a little bit crusty, it's solid. New fuel tank I put in. The fuel tank had a leak, so I need a new fuel tank. Yeah, I mean, it's a great truck so far. So far, I'm loving it. This is the worst side. So, of course, the seat is a little chewed. Carpet's still cleaned up pretty good. I mean, I have dusty, but not bad. This is what I hate. Come on, people. Man, the guy who did this, I mean, chewed this dash up. Cut this out. I mean, the hole behind this radio is just massive. It's held in by like chicken wire in the back. It's terrible. I actually threw the faceplate out, so on accident, but yeah, so that's got to go. I got to figure out a patch panel to repair this, and you know, get one of those retro radios that have Bluetooth. I don't know what steering wheel this is. I don't think it's stock, because I need a horn button for it. I hear something clicking, but no horn. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know what steering wheel this is. I don't believe it's stock. I haven't seen one that looks like this for this year truck. So if anybody knows, shoot a comment below. Let me know. I'd like to get a new horn button for it or replace it. Doors are solid, no rust. Here's where the issues are, big time. All right, here's where the issues are big time. This rocker is completely rotted. We got a nice little hole there. I mean, it's spongy. The carpet, let's see if we can lift this up. Again, yeah, almost non-existent. The floorboard below the carpet is, yeah, she gone by a long shot. I'm gonna do the old license plate trick for a temporary fix, just kind of keep the water out of the cabin while driving. Again, next winter, ooh, I'm gonna cut this thing out. It's definitely had them done before. Get my finger out of the picture. It's definitely done them before. Whoever did it just kind of slapped them on. I mean, from 50 feet away, I'm sure it looked great, but up close, both sides, you know, they just kind of overlapped. So not a good look, not the proper way to do it. I'm sure they didn't prime it, seal it well. So yeah, well, this is where we're at. So that'll get fixed. Take you underneath. I mean, yeah, she's chunky. Gross. I mean, I think this door was left cracked. The catches are missing the plastic pieces, so you really got to slam the door in order to get it to go. So yeah, I mean, everything's just scaly and got holes in it. I mean, it's not good. So yeah, so I think that's gonna be next winter project. The goal right now is just to clean it up the best I can, get it running and on the road. So like I said, today I gotta track down the taillight issue. Headlights work, turn signals do not. Sure, we got some blown bulbs too, but nothing, no power in the back. But power coming out of the switch, fuse is good. Yeah, so we gotta determine that. Get the body lift off. All of the, what do you call them? Leaf spring bushings are completely, I mean, gone. I mean, they're gone. There's nothing in there. So I bought all new polyurethane bushings. So we'll swap all those out and probably put some new shocks on it. It's got new tires, which I just put. I'm kind of glad I kept these wheels. They're very period correct for this truck. I mean, they look good. They're growing on me. I wasn't a big fan at first, but I made a post on Square Body Chevy or Facebook page or whatever, and people were like, dude, gotta keep them. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna work on cleaning them up. You can see I cleaned up one little spot. It's not gonna take, I mean, it's gonna take a lot of work, but they will clean up, I think, pretty nice. So yeah, there we are. And I'll make sure to give you a fire up. The garage is just warm right now, so I don't want to open the door. And this thing is still running a bit rich, so it'll stink us out pretty good. So here we go. I'm gonna get into it and just document the process again. Sorry, I skipped a bunch of stuff. Just, you know, once I get going, it's hard for me to remember, all right, I need to film. But I would like to document the process, because I think, hey, I'm always interested in watching other people's builds, so I think it'd be pretty cool. I'll do my best to kind of keep a camera going or keep updating as I'm going, so everybody can follow along. But yeah, so let me figure out where I want to start. I'm actually probably going to start at the transfer case. It's bleeding pretty bad. Rear main seal's shot, which is all, yeah, what I thought would happen. So the rear main seal, I'm not digging into right now. I don't like doing those. They take forever. Transfer case, I think the output shaft seals are bad. So I'm gonna start there. That way my garage won't look like somebody got murdered. So let me do that, figure out what that needs, and then I'll start looking into the body lift. All right, so I got the, what do you call it? Skid plate for the transfer case off, and man, that's a lot of transmission fluid. So, as you see, it's about to drip right now. You're gonna ask, well, you got a lift, why aren't you using it? It's because I'm trying to do this. This damn creeper likes to slide in about 1,000 different directions than the one you need. All right, so see the nice fresh fluid dripping down.
I'm not sure I understand.
Shut up. Why are you always listening to me? All right. So again, nice little drip. See if I can show you. Without getting in the way here. And you can see it coming right out of that forward shaft seal. So that's good. That's a good sign. The backside, fairly dry. Let's see, transmission and transfer case. Yeah, fairly dry as well. So not too, well, I mean, fairly dry. As dry can get. It's pretty nasty. But yeah, all right, so the front seal is bad. So I'll get one ordered up and put that on the list of things to do. Well, the good news is if it's leaking, it's got fluid. So awesome. All right, on to the next step. Let's figure out why these taillights aren't working. All right, I don't know where I left off last. It's been it's probably been a couple weeks. Yeah, so I did the body mounts. I dropped everything down. And yeah, the project that I was gonna do this winter I'm gonna start it now. So I ended up taking the body mount out, but the bolt broke. And then as the body dropped, the bolt didn't move. And it poked a nice hole in the floor. And then as I dug things farther, I mean, the floor was a lot farther gone than I expected. Here's the inner rocker. I got the outer rocker up here. I mean, that stuff was just chewed up. It had to be done anyway. I mean, the guy, whoever did the original repair, kind of just, they lap welded everything, didn't prep the surface. As you can see, it's, rusted on the inside. I mean, everything was just pretty much seam sealed and a few spot welds here and there, and it just didn't last. I mean, it wasn't terrible of a job, but definitely nothing that's gonna create any longevity. So yeah, I mean, it had to be done sooner or later, so might as well be sooner. So this is where I'm at now, and I'll try to keep these videos going. I don't have a whole lot of equipment. This isn't really a how-to. I'm just kind of documenting my build, or the project here. But yeah, I'll keep trying to remember to follow up as I go. Next step is I'm running into issues trying to figure out where things sit because everything was so rusty. I really didn't have many measurements to go off of. So I'm going to try to get the floor pan in first. So the next thing I'm going to cut out is this area. And then I'll drop the floor pan in, and hopefully I'll have a good solid square point to start putting the inner rocker on, and then I can line up the outer rocker. So, all right, wish me luck. I'm going to need it.